We're going to be looking for some new guys this season. I told you we're probably going to be down in Southeast doing rare earth. First off, a little update on Cowboy Steve. Now, I don't know where I'm landing next year, meaning the 2025 season. Are we doing that? Okay, is that what we're doing? It looks like Cowboy Steve and company is going to be down close to the Nevada border in 2025 mining, rare earth. So mining's down for the season over in Bridgeport. That wouldn't start up till April 1st. I wanted to give my pitch on some of the guys that I've had. This is kind of new for me, dealing with the newer wave of hiring guys, especially young guys. Now, some of them have worked at a good place, some of them have worked at a bad place when they come to you. And the first thing most of them ask you is, what are you offering? Well, I'm not offering anything. I'm more old school. I want you to come in and explain to me why I should hire you, what you're good at, and what you think you can do. And then if I even agree with you a little bit, I'm going to give you a chance and give you good pay and such. But starting off going at any new company and asking them, what are you offering? Well, how could they offer you anything? They've never seen you work. They don't know anything about what you can do, and you're asking them how much would they offer? Well, nothing. Nothing. That's where you would start, and then you'd go from there. I can tell you also that I've been in heavy construction for 50 years, long time. Always been an owner and worked for a couple outfits, short term, along the way. Well, I'll just get right into it. Let's say you're out on a construction project and you've got an operator that's he's a good lever puller. And that's a valuable thing. It's no different than a plumber or a welder or something like that. That guy's good at pulling levers, reading his gauges, stuff like that. But does that mean he can be a foreman? Well, maybe he would have to have the aspirations to be a foreman. A foreman normally he's the hardest working guy on the job, and he knows a little bit about everything. He knows something about the business, he knows something about costs, he knows something about planning ahead, what's going to break, what's not going to break, all these different things. And most folks on the job site don't know that. There's other things that you have to look at too. I've got guys, I've had some young kids work for me, and they hate that I grill them every day about the same things because they think it's a waste of time. It's not important, like keeping your lines good, keeping the site dewatered, keeping it clean, keeping it garbage free, keeping everything level, keeping tack your drainage. There's a myriad of things that you do to keep a job site in shape and compliant and pleasing the regulatory folks that come out and in mining or construction. You've got DEQ, you've got the state, you got the feds, you got MSHA, you got them all, and you have to be doing things on the job that aren't necessarily fun to you to stay compliant. Most of the people you teach, or I teach, they don't realize that they learned because they're so mad about it.
You want drama? I bring you drama. We got drama. I can also share some of my guys that have cried. I've seen them trunk slam and burn rubber out of there because they got maybe some instructions they didn't exactly like from Cowboy Steve.
Drama.
You want drama?
One thing I want is just drama from you.
2-3 years later, they'll go, oh, well, that's why we're doing that. Oh, I see what's going on. If you're just good at sitting in a machine and pulling levers, well, that's useful. I can really only use you for that 6 hours you're doing that, because then I need to get you out of there. I can't pay you 12 hours to do 6 hours worth of lever pulling. Hey, I agree with you. I don't like doing it. I've spent 2,700 hours in a year operating a machine. That's a lot of doing. I couldn't do it anymore. I could only do it a couple of hours. Drive me nuts if I had to do what they have to do. I'm trying to get you guys that want to go out and ramrod somewhere. If you're getting 12 hours pay, you got to be getting 12 hours of work. Can't do 6 hours with operating and then you haven't figured out how you're going to switch from task to task to task to where you're making money for the owner. Because if you're not, and your goal is to make money for you, especially when you tell us right out of the gate, that's why I'm here. I'm here to make money, get a lot of hours. You're like, you realize we're in the opposite end of that game. We want you there for the least amount of hours, for the least amount of money. Even though we're happy to pay you a lot of money and do it our way, you want to get a lot of money and do it your way. That's what you do when you're an owner. Go be an owner if that's your attitude, because you can't have a goal that's different than your bosses or the company owner, and that's never going to work. Somewhere along the line, that's going to get exposed badly, and things are going to go bad. It's a waste of time to put a guy like me out on a job site choking dirt or walking through the mud more than a few hours a day. It's a gross waste of my time. It's a waste of the money you're paying me. I'd be better off doing the rest of the stuff too, which is what you have to do. Getting everything lined out, getting everything scheduled, getting the regulatory people happy, getting your permits or whatever you need for the next move you make, and having a move. If this happens, this happens, this happens. That's why I've never really considered having a bad day on a job. If something breaks or something, that just means I get to get ahead of the game in another facet of that job, and that's what I'll do. I don't just send them home and we'll go, well, next Thursday the parts are going to be ready. Next Thursday doesn't work for me. I'm going to get them tonight. People don't get that. They just think I'm being that I'm not reasonable to deal with. And in a lot of ways I'm not. I want the job taken care of. I want control of the job. Has to be. Just has to be. You just can't come over and shrug your shoulders and tell me that it's going to go a different way. So anyhow, like I said, running machines, there's lots of skilled guys that are very good. They're very, very good to have on the job, but that doesn't mean they could run a job. Doesn't mean they could even come close to run a job, and a lot of them absolutely do not want that responsibility. So you have to know what you're looking at, and I always have. I never ask somebody to do something that's unfair or unreasonable, and I definitely don't ask them to do anything that's not safe. And if it's neither of those, we're going to do it. You're going to hate me, but you're going to find out that everybody that comes to the job site likes the job, and you get more jobs, and they pay you more. That's just how it works. Until you understand that, you'll struggle. Okay, I've been getting emails about my bid on the hiring guys. I'll put it this way. If you could bring me a guy, and like I said, I've had as many 50 guys working before. So if you could bring me a guy that could do what I do, and I didn't have to do anything but write him a check. I didn't have to worry about permits. I didn't have to worry about safety. I didn't have to worry about cleanup, any of that stuff. He'd be able to name his price. Same way if you brought me that's just the way it is. If you brought me that guy, he's going to work, he's going to name his price and probably his terms. So guys that just don't get that, that's why they struggle. They don't understand the value of those things being taken care of. Are we doing that? Okay, is that what we're doing?